Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the SheetLoad creative team. It's time for the June 2026 SheetLoad of Cards. So if you're not familiar with the SheetLoad of Cards, it is a sketch, cutting guide, and full supply list provided free to all of Call Me Crafty Al's subscribers. Now, I'll be sure to link to Call Me Crafty Al's channel in the description box below. On the first of the month, Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel shares the newest sketch, and on the second of the month, she shares a full process video showing how she uses the sketch, including any tips or tricks she may have. The creative team also shares our version of how we use the sketch on the second of the month. I will have a link to a playlist in the description box below so you can follow along with all the creative team members for the June 2026 SheetLoad of Cards sketch. Now if you're going to play along, be sure to use the hashtags on the sketch when sharing on social media so we can see what all our crafty friends have made. The sketch shares what supplies are needed, how many cards it will yield, and this month it yields 12. The dimensions in case you want to make just one card instead of the full batch. Alternative ideas such as rotating the sketch. Now this month we have some special instructions for tearing apart your pattern paper, well, tearing the edge of your pattern paper. Now there's also a member bonus this month, and the members will have access to an SVG file for the CS1 and CS2 pieces, which are these arched pieces. So make sure to check out being a channel member on Alicia's channel. That's the Call Me Crafty Al channel. Page 2 is your cutting guide, and that shows you how to cut all your pattern paper and any cardstock you may need. Now, this month's sheet load calls for 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. And so I thought it would be fun to make some patriotic themed cards. So I pulled in this America paper collection. It is a Lori Whitlock collection and I got it at Echo Park. And I will make sure to link to this paper collection if it's still available. I'll do a search and see what I can find. If not, I'll find something similar. But I did use this. Now, I used 2 sheets of the pattern paper and I used a sheet of the cut-aparts. Let me show you. I don't have a full sheet here because my grandson wanted to play with some of them. But it was another sheet like this one. It had another row of cut-aparts here. You can see my grandson used 2. And I'll show you how I used those. So here are the cards I made. Let me kind of lay them out. I did make 12 cards, because I used the sheet load sketch, and you're gonna see I have some differences. So this is double-sided paper, so I think I used both sides. So the back side of one of these, I think the back side of the floral was this red gingham, and the back side of this fireworks print was the blue gingham, or vice versa. Don't remember for sure. But I got to show you a couple things. In fact, let me finish laying these out, and then I'll kind of discuss a couple of the things I did differently. So I did a couple of things different. First thing I did different is I didn't tear the edges of my paper. What I did was I used this border die I had in my stash. This one, I'm pretty sure, was from Simon Says Stamp. I couldn't find one, but I found something similar from Pretty Pink Posh, so I'll link to that. And I used that to make the edges of my card pattern paper there, so you can see. Then I did use the cut-aparts. So here's the cut-apart as is, so 3 by 4, and then I just added a little matte layer there. And I added, colored cardstock here in between the 2 pattern papers. I added just some either blue or red colored cardstock. Now, some of the cut-aparts, I was able to go in with a stitched arch die I had from my stash, and I cut that out with that die and then cut the matte layer with a die that was 1 size larger. So you'll see I did that on, let's see, I think I did 4 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. right? So I did these 4 like that. So these have the arches like called for in the sketch. And I think they turned out pretty good. This one didn't have a sentiment on it, so I just pulled in this sticker from the sticker sheet. So I think they turned out kind of cute. Then that was 4 of them. So then, oh, five of them. Sorry, here's a 5th one. Then on, let's see, the other 5, I did just with the cut apart as is. So the 3x4 cut apart, I left it the way it was, added that matte layer with either the blue or the red cardstock. So I did those 5 like that. But then 2 of the cut aparts were not portrait, they were landscape. So I made this card, or these 2 cards, landscape. So I just turned the sketch on its side and put my papers the same way, the same layout. See, this would have been the layout. I just flipped it on the side and then matted the cut apart on both of these. I had to do it because I could not use our American flag there. So I did that. On the inside of my cards, any leftover scraps of the pattern paper that I had from, you can see when I die cut it, let's see if you could tell. It has the edge from the other side of the pattern paper. I added it to the inside of my cards. So I did that with all of them. So I have 12 cards using that sketch. They all are so different. So there's, let's see, there's these 5 with a 3x4 cut apart. And then here's the other 5 that have the cut apart where I used the stitched arch die. And this die, this was a cat scrappiness die, I think. I'll double check, and again, I'll link to what I can in the description box. And then the last 2, I made landscape using the 2 landscape cut aparts. So I think they all turned out just great. I'm excited for summer, for the 4th of July, and these cards just put me in the mood for summertime. Even though here in sunny San Diego, it feels like summer year-round, there's just something about actual summertime that has a different feel. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.